What's going on, guys? Glock Guy 226 here, and tonight I want to go over my light setup. I just got this set up in about 2 days ago. Just got it up and on the rifle, and we'll go ahead and show you guys that the gun is clear. Hopefully you can see in there. I had a chance to run it this weekend, put about 400 rounds through it, ran completely reliable, nothing less than what I expected. I did get some footage of that, so go check out my previous video I just uploaded on Sunday to see some footage of the BCM in action. Now, as for the light, I decided to go with the Streamlight Protac Railmount 2. Now, this light is 625 lumens, runs off 2 CR123 batteries, or it can run double A's, but you're not going to get nearly the output with the double A's, obviously. But it's a cool feature that if you are in a pinch, you can run double A's. You are going to more commonly find double A's than CR123s in an SHTF situation, or even just laying around the house. Now, I highly recommend keeping 20 to 30 CR123 batteries around. I have about 4 or 5 lights that run off CR123s, so I like to keep a back stock of them. They're not very expensive. You can usually get 10 packs for right around 20 bucks, and I typically get Streamlight or Surefire batteries, and they're good to go. But back to the light, guys. Like I had said, it's 625 lumens. The light itself is 5 ounces, and I got the light shipped to my door for $99.25. You're just not going to beat that for this quality of light. Streamlight offers a lifetime warranty. They shipped it with everything needed to be put on a rifle. Double-sided adhesive tape, zip ties. It comes with the normal tail cap push button. I went ahead and put the pressure pad on there, which also came as a kit. You're just not going to beat it. What's really neat about it is the actual mounting system for this. It comes with a 1913 Picatinny mount, so you can pretty much throw it on just about whatever setup you want to. But the mounting hardware for it is the same exact mounting as a Surefire Scout light. I also went ahead and got a BCM Scout Mount, and that's a key mod mount with the Scout hookup on top. So I threw the light directly on there. The mount itself is about $40, weighs 0.5 ounces, which is ridiculous. Key mod, like I had mentioned, and it's the perfect setup, guys. If you can see how closely tucked in that is to the rail, that's really what you're looking for in a light. You don't want to get a light and have it hanging off your gun, 2 or 3 inches. It's just not a good situation, and that's one of the things I was concerned about. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get the mount. And one nice thing about this mount is it's completely ambidextrous. You can flip it around to either side you want to, and that kind of comes into play with how you place your hand. Now, I have this light. I typically mount my lights on the left side, but this being a Scout light and being a little bit bigger, where I rest my hand at, it was just kind of interfering with the light. And you don't want to get it too close to that muzzle. Right here is about as far back as I can get this light. Most of the muzzle blast from this comp directs it forward, so I'm not going to have too much trouble. I'm sure I'll still get carbon buildup, but it won't be horrible. But as far as placement on the light, as you can see where I grip the gun, I'm just clearing that light. It makes for a pretty comfortable position. And I typically run pistol lights on all my rifles, and I've never had an issue doing that. They're lightweight, they're compact, they're reliable. But for this setup, I really wanted to go with a Scout style light with a pressure pad. Now, this pressure pad, I have heard kind of mixed reviews on it. Some guys were saying, it's too light as for the touch, and other guys were saying it's not bad. Personally, I think it's not a bad setup. Now, like I said, where I have it, I've seen a lot of guys run the bigger button, which is the constant on button. That bigger square here, you press that and it's constant on. I've seen a lot of guys run that in the back. Now, me personally, I wanted to run that in the front. Now, where I rest my hand, my thumb is on the momentary pad. So 1 click's on, do your scanning. 2 clicks is strobe. And I wanted that big button to be in the front, so if I did ever have to use it, I would have to move my hand up to actually hit the button. Now, as for the hardware to mount the pressure pad, they have these little indents where you can run zip ties, and I'll probably do that. Just right now where I have it, it's right by the gas block, and I'm kind of curious, about putting a zip tie right next to that gas block. I'm running 400 rounds through it on Sunday. That KMR rail got pretty hot, so I don't know, I might give it a try. I mean, worst case scenario, it's just going to melt off. And how I have it hooked up right now, as for the pressure pad, is these little tiny squares here that come from the factory. They clip onto your Picatinny rail, and then the pressure pad fits inside of those. And as you can see, it does have a little bit of play in there, but I can't lift it out, can't pull it out, nothing like that. So I'm going to run it like that and kind of just see how it goes. Now, one thing that I don't really like about pressure pads, and I've never really cared for, is of course the wire you got to worry about tucking and hiding. Well, for this particular setup, it actually tucked very nicely. As you can see, I tucked it on the side there and ran it underneath the front and came right up. So I kind of zip tied that around the side of the light just so it doesn't get, you know, caught up or snagged on anything. And it's a really compact package for a big light, guys. Now, for under $100, I just really don't think you're going to beat the quality, lifetime warranty, the output of it, the runtime. You're just not going to beat it. You know, 2-hour runtime, 625 lumens. I just don't think you're going to get close to that for $100. And Streamlight products, you know, I carry a lot of Streamlight lights as far as like EDC pocket lights, pistol lights. I just run a lot of Streamlight stuff, and I've never one time had an issue with durability, with light, with anything. So I wasn't too worried about getting a quality product out of this light. Now, they do make a Protac Railmount 1, and what it is, guys, it is a little bit smaller of a light. It's a Scout style light, but it runs off of one CR123. You're going to get about 350 lumens, I believe it was, so we'll just basically say you get half the lumens, runs one battery, but you do get it a little bit smaller of a size. Now, that wouldn't be a bad light to run. 350, 325 lumens, whatever it is, isn't a bad output for a Scout light, especially on a defensive rifle. 625 lumens is pretty bright. I would say you probably really don't need that much light, but it all depends on your situation. You know, if you live out in the country versus if you live in the city or an apartment, you really just need to look into what's going to work for your system. Now, I did put some other stuff on the BCM as far as BCM rail covers, the CAG, and I have some stuff coming in the mail in the next day or two that'll complete the rifle. So I'm going to wait and do a complete video on how I set it up, my thoughts after shooting it and stuff like that. So look out for that in the next few days. We've been kind of busy, the wife and I. Her brother had passed away on Sunday now, so after I went to the range, I came home, put the video up, and I got the call, and her brother's 30 years old. It's been a pretty bad tragedy. We just lost her sister last year, well, October of 2015, so a year had just passed for that. So my wife's lost 2 siblings in, well, just about a year. So it's a pretty rough situation right now, guys. So I'm going to get the video up on this as soon as I can. This kind of gives me something to look forward to and something to be happy about. And I got a lot of support out there from a lot of you guys, and I do appreciate that. Not to get on a sobby topic, nothing like that. I just figured I'd let you guys know what's going on. I have a lot of friends out there that watch, and a lot of you guys are really great supporters, and I do appreciate it. So if you guys like this setup, I would highly recommend it. For about 140 bucks shipped to your door, you can get a nice BCM mount and a nice light. So definitely look into that. I'll put some product links below. Be sure to check out tangoarms.com. Awesome triggers. Just about whatever kind of performance parts you need as far as triggers go. Just a lot of Glock stuff. So check out Mike over at Tango Arms, guys. Use the code GlockGuy226. Spider Concealment is still offering 10% off their holsters with code GlockGuy226. So check them out for sure. I want to give the Mag Shack a shout out for sending me a couple Lancer mags, and I'm going to do a magazine video here soon. But I had a chance to run these, kind of throw them around a little bit when I was at the range over the weekend, and I don't have an issue with them. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about these Lancer mags, guys, but so far, I mean, the steel feed lips, they seem like they're constructed good. I just haven't had an issue with them. So like I said, we'll do a magazine video, probably some torture testing on these Lancer mags. But big thank you to the Mag Shack. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, guys, and have a good night.